I've been creating courses for a while, and the first course that I created, I was a sleep consultant and I was presenting in front of this massive corporation. And we had so many people on the Zoom, and I had been preparing that session for 2 weeks. Like every day I would be making sure that I was perfectly scientifically correct, and I felt good about the notes and the references that I was using. And I was like, oh, I am on it. I am going to deliver this so perfectly. And I did. But I also had a moment where I was stuttering like crazy. And if you don't know me, I do sometimes stutter. It's just something that actually, as I've been creating, I've grown out of by getting more comfortable. But when I'm nervous, sometimes I'll stutter. And I stuttered like pretty intensely on this 300-person call. It was like crazy, huge corporation that I was leading this sleep conversation in. And I felt so distraught. I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to think I'm stupid. They're going to be worried about, they're never going to hire me again. Oh my gosh. Like really going to the most catastrophized version of, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Oh my gosh, I do not know what I'm doing. I'm not good at what I do. I'm not worthy. I'm not loved. And I had to really look into what it meant to lead in my personal journey in the most successful way. So for me, I'm constantly creating content. I'm constantly creating presentations and leading. And there will be moments where, of course, I'm going to stutter. Duh. And I had to look at my specific example of where that perfection was coming in. Why was I holding such pressure around speaking so correctly? And once I let that go, once I started reframing what it means to be smart, what it means to be successful, what it means to be present, I was delivering the most impactful sessions of my life. Like I went from holding such pressure to when I messed up, holding this space where I was like, even if I don't know the answer to something someone's asking, that doesn't mean anything about my expertise. That doesn't mean anything about the transformation that I'm holding. It just means that I'm going to look into it. And having that confidence when you are faced with things that are intense when you are a leader, having questions, intense, like the feedback, intense, whatever. It's like when you hold that space that you have nothing to prove, that you are not afraid to mess up, it flows so much easier. There's so much less drama. There's so much more presence. There's so much more power. It's like we went from being perfect to being potent. And that's really the people like that. Those are the presentations that people are going to remember. Like throughout this whole conversation, I bet y'all have remembered the stories that I've given more than the actual like things about how perfectionism is a loop of unprocessed grief. But you're probably remembering that like when you release the pressure to be perfect in what you're creating, you actually create excellently. It's such a funny age too. It's like you have to completely let go of that perfectionism and still have growing standards, not high standards, but growing standards, like continuously devoting to what you're creating and growing in that, but relaxing in that too. So I invite you to build a new standard on truth, not on trauma, and really just think about that for yourself. What are the new standards for yourself? And for me, I always love to think about like in my art and my work, because that's like my favorite thing to think about these days. But for you, think about in your life, think about in your relationships, where have you been holding high standards, but you're ready to hold standards based on truth now? Like, what are your truth standards, not high standards? Take a moment to just think on that, ponder on that. True standards. And a couple of minutes ago, I asked y'all to really think about where that perfection has been living in your body. And I just want to take a moment to have a little somatic drop in. Somatic just means of the body. And whenever I say somatic, it's like we're checking in with the body either through breath or through our mindfulness and many other practices. But today, through our breath and our mindfulness. And I encourage you to really sit with that part of you who has been feeling perfectionist, whether that's in your work, whether that's in how you present yourself, how you express yourself. Where are there still little tinges of perfectionism, okay? And so really breathe into that, okay? Locate a part in your body that holds this perfectionism. And maybe there are multiple parts. Just continue rubbing your energy where you feel that perfectionism, that just about ready, that unlovable, that unfinished part of you. I'm just using my hands to create a little warmth there and breathing into it. One more deep breath. I want you to ask this part of you, what are you protecting me from? What are you protecting me from? What is this protection mechanism of perfection showing me? Name it and thank it. Practice some gratitude for it. And when you're ready, ask, what do you need right now? What do you need to feel good? What do you need to feel safe, loved, belonging? It may just be, I need a couple deep breaths here. It may be a belief that comes to your intuition. It may be a new habit range or a new standard. Really sit with yourself and your body and think about what it would be to create without perfection, to be able to show up without needing to be perfect.